This is another one of my short stories. He dragged his legs. One of the worst things about having premonitions about a person is that sometimes those premonitions come back to haunt you. If your gut warns you of someone, then you best listen, or you end up finding yourself in a position like my own, with 2 blown knees, broken teeth, a cracked jaw, a broken rib, and a broken heart. You see, I've always been a part of my daughter Pauline's life. I watched her grow from a no-knowing little madam into the beautiful, intelligent, and warm-hearted woman she'd become. Not to blow our own horn, but I and her mother had really done a great job in raising her. As at the age of just 21, she really has great prospects ahead of her. But thinking about it, maybe we had raised her too well. Maybe protected her too much. Has a warm nature, developed by tender love and care, had in a sense made her naive. Naive in a way to certain darker aspects of the world. To certain darker aspects of the human psyche. I remember when she first introduced Patrick to us. My back had instantly been up. To be honest, I still can't believe she even gave him the time of day, that she couldn't read past his mask. But I suppose that's where her naivety comes into play. But for me, I'd instantly seen past the mask. His dark eyes revealed way too much. It was like looking at a vengeful spirit in turmoil. I wasn't as naive as my daughter, as I was a well-travelled man, very long in the teeth, for better or for worse. So I instantly spotted a rotten apple. An apple so rotten that just being within the vicinity of his pungent odour would have you instantly keeling over and dying 100 deaths. Not mincing my words and stopping him from stepping past the sanctuary of my home, I asked him with a voice thick with menace, "So what's your intention for my daughter?" That simple question seemed to throw him off guard as he stumbled through a basic answer. "Well, be there for her and that. You get what I mean?" He said this part with a cheesy grin. But the look of thunder, lightning, and brimstone that he saw in my face quickly put an end to that cheesy grin. I responded with no humour in my voice. My daughter tried to protest, but the look I gave her made her humble her protest to screamed words within the confines of her mind. "So how do you intend to be there for my daughter?" I put my finger to my lips as I said this. He wobbled out a response. "Well, like being there for her and that." He again tried to laugh this off, but as we looked deep into each other's eyes and deeper into each other's souls, a mental sparring session ensued, circulating slowly around each other. The young wolf sizing the power of an old alpha, teeth bared, long, yellow, and sharp. I told him, "I think you best leave." My daughter erupted into an outcry of what do I mean by that? That she brought him to meet me and her mother, but that I'm being so disrespectful. The young wolf cut her short. He had a slight smile to his face as he said it. "It's all right, babes. I'll leave. Don't worry. Next time your father sees me, he'll invite me in with open arms." He went off with my daughter close in hot pursuit, who shot me daggers of ice as she looked over her shoulders If looks could kill, that day, my daughter would have sent me to an early grave. But did I care? No, as that's the job of any proper parent and any proper father, to protect his offspring at all costs from any serious threat, whether they see it or don't. Within a month, she'd come to me, her eyes red and puffy from tears. I'd instantly held her, embracing her in a warm hug, letting her rest her head upon my shoulder as she told me that I'd been right, that Patrick, or whatever he called himself, really was a bad breed of a person. I held her even tighter, just glad to know she'd finally realised, and in a temporary glitch of the Matrix, making a silent vow to kill him if I ever found out they'd laid a hand upon my daughter. Like most traumatic events, the day started out as normal. I think real life always starts out as ordinary, not like in films and how there's always a long crafted and intricate build-up before the main event. For me though, or us should I say, nothing strange had happened. I'd been sitting down watching USC and thinking how they wouldn't want me to get into that ring about old man. I'd showed them. Anyhow, before I get sidetracked. So I was relaxing, watching YouTube and waiting for this delivery to arrive. Pauline was upstairs, doing whatever it is that takes her 2 hours to get ready for anything, while the wife was out shopping for a new dress, as she had an engagement party to attend that weekend. So I end up hearing a knock at the door. But I think nothing of it, as I'm expecting a delivery. And all I think is that they're just doing late deliveries, as it's well after 8 p.m. So I open the door, and before I even have time to react, to even set myself in some form of stance, he's pushed through the door and shoots me in both kneecaps, one after the other. Bam, bam! Even if I wanted to stop myself from falling, I couldn't. My legs instantly buckled from having no support from the knee. I fell down in a howl of pain and a splattering of blood that resembled abstract artwork against the fresh paint of the white hallway. Though I did try to grab for him and claw for his eye. Well, I wanted to anyway, as it was that moment I realised that the intruder was Patrick. Watch him to me. Hey, Mr. Benson, told you I'd be back. Right then and there, if I could have, I would have torn out his heart. I couldn't believe he could so casually break into my home, break into my sanctuary, break the security that over years I'd built up for Pauline and my wife, for this punk to come shatter it, all within moments. I was so pissed. I actually felt my blood boil, like if I was next to a mirror or in a closed car, the whole of the window would be steamed up. Even though I was in so much pain, I went for him. I reached out to grab his leg, to bring him down into a leg lock. But from behind him, he brings out this massive cricket bat and proceeds to whack it across my face. I feel at least 3 of my teeth crack. I feel the grit in my mouth from them as they crumble, and I wash down my own throat in a wet trail of blood. I cried out in agony as he hits again with no remorse, with no conscience, across my head, my back, each blow weakening my body, until the last hit causes me to draw breath in sharp agony as the impact breaks my rib. Imagine every time I draw breath, I get this terrible pain, excruciating, as it travels up my left side in electrified shocks. For the first time ever, I felt broken. This feeling only got worse as I was dragged by my hands into my front room. Imagine being dragged into your own house. The feeling only got worse when Pauline, who must have heard a commotion, came downstairs to inspect and found her father, her protector, laid out as a bloody mess within his own house. I couldn't even look in her eyes. I couldn't, because if I did, I would have broken down and cried, as I felt like I'd let her down, that I'd failed her in the one thing that as a father I never should. I failed to be her protector. She rushed to me in sobbing heaps. Daddy, Daddy. I couldn't answer, not just due to the pain, but due to shame, as I could hear her as a child now, her as just a little infant who would run to me in fear when just a dog would bark at her and she'd seek refuge and protection within my arms. I'd never felt so low in my life. I watched as she turned and screamed at the now smiling Patrick. What are you doing here? I haven't talked or been in touch with you for months. With a sly grin that showcased the triangle shape of his moustache, he said, I thought we had something special, babes. Something worth fighting for. She looked at him shocked. Her face just couldn't comprehend the words that flowed so freely from his mouth. She became visibly upset, tears streaming down her face. Something worth fighting for? Something worth fighting for? Are you serious? You tried to rape me because I told you I'm not ready. The pain in her voice was as clear as day. I swear down. My pain instantly subsided. The pain was no longer there. It was replaced by rage. Rage in its purest form. A rage that engulfed and consumed troubled souls like my own. In fact, a rage that would more than just engulf souls. It would engulf the world in its madness. And I was the heir to this madness. Now imagine how I felt when I heard him reply. And I told you I was sorry. You need to let it go so that we can start again. If I had to swallow or hold in my mouth burning acid, like a sulfuric acid, just so that I could spit it at him to burn away his face, believe me when I say I wouldn't hesitate. I'd risk it all just to see him burn, hopefully ending with him burning in hell. My daughter then screams at him, Get out, before I call the police. But when he hears that, it's like he goes mad, because as she sees his eyes go wild, sees his nose flare as he reaches for my daughter, my little precious Pauline, and punches her into a crumpled heap. That's it. That's blood here. I no longer feel anything. I'm now totally consumed by rage. In fact, not consumed, I'm possessed by rage. Like an out-body experience. I'm no longer in the vessel of my body. My actions are no longer mine, but the actions of this rage demon which possesses my body. And I joke not when I tell you that I dragged my legs and grabbed onto his leg with so much force that I feel the power surging through my being. He gets his gun again and goes to shoot me, but God's on my side as the gun jams, and knowing this is my only opportunity, I grab him in close, then bite at his leg. I bite with all my might as he screams in pain, dropping his weapons as he falls to the ground heavily. I can taste his blood in my mouth. Feel it leaking out around the gaps in my teeth, seeping down my own throat. If I must drink the blood of my enemies as a grave warning, then I'll drink endlessly, like as if it's the Holy Communion and the blood of Christ. He's gonna learn today. With my other hand, I bunch it into a tight fist, then proceed to bash down onto him in a hammer fist strike. I strike down on his groin to take the air and battle from him. He's instantly deflated, the fight blown out of him, as all he wants to do is nurse his manhood. I give another blow, a blow that I hope will shatter his manhood, so he's unable to spread his cursed seeds along the land. I then proceed to strike down anywhere I can reach. His stomach, chest, face, I'm now all over him. I feed him my pain. I show him what my hell looks like. Show him how dark my soul can go, especially when thinking about what he tried to do to my daughter. Maybe my mind snapped. I don't know. As all I remember was my daughter saying, "Daddy, stop. It's enough. It's enough." The last I recall is pushing my thumbs into his eye. So yeah, that's what happened. Or what happens when you invite vampires into your home. Sooner or later, they come back looking for blood. But anyhow, Pete, I appreciate you checking in on the family while I'm away. My solicitor says that due to the circumstances, I should get out soon. So look after yourself, and again, thanks for your help. You're a true friend. Love and blessings, Daniel. He dragged his legs. So that's the end of my short story. Hope you enjoyed listening to it. Any feedback you have on the short story, please leave it as a comment below as I do look and, check. I'm constantly trying to improve. But anyway, like I said, hope you enjoyed and look out for my next short story.